I'm Zim, and you're listening to the Helpful Photographer Podcast in collaboration with New York City Photo Safari. To register for a safari, please visit NewYorkCityPhotosafari.com. Which aspect ratio should you choose? Well, first of all, what is aspect ratio? In terms of photography, aspect ratio is the ratio of the width relative to the height of an image. When we used to go to the movie theaters, many of you will remember that the screen was very wide. That's because most movies were shot on film that had an aspect ratio of 16:9, which is the aspect ratio that many TVs and computer monitors are now sold. What this really means is that if the width of the screen is 16 inches, then the height would be 9 inches. In photography, the aspect ratio refers to the shape of the sensor or the image that you'll get after you push the button. Oftentimes, you're given a choice as to which aspect ratio you want your picture to have. The question is, which one should you choose? In order to make an informed decision, you need to know what the aspect ratio of your sensor is. The sensor is the thing that actually captures the image. It's what replaced film. Full-frame sensors have an aspect ratio of 3:2, while most crop sensors have an aspect ratio of 4:3. But many cameras will give you an option to shoot either 1:1 or even 16:9, even though this isn't even close to the native aspect ratio of your sensor. So what happens if you choose 16:9? Well, if your aspect ratio is anything other than 16:9, the camera is literally going to cut off access to the top and the bottom of the frame so that the image you get is 16:9. In other words, you're using less sensor. To me, this doesn't make any sense because I could just shoot the native aspect ratio and then crop it to 16:9 afterwards. And it would mean that I could change my mind on the crop later if I wanted to. So my personal recommendation is that you choose the native aspect ratio of your sensor. Then you're always using your entire sensor. So if you want a more narrow or a more square image, you can just crop it in the post-process to fit whatever screen or frame you want. And that's it. I hope that was helpful. Until next time, keep on shooting.